Okay guys, good morning. Let's get started.
So, account payable, the cause of failure. Okay. Let's refresh it. I'm not switching off this machine, so I'm always facing this. Okay. Now go to accounts payable. Let's open our report. Okay. Where is it? Yeah, it's already here. Here you see UI Builder report. Just clicked it. So here you can see account number, you can select it. If you give some random input or you don't give anything, still you can click on OK. It will try to generate the report requested default as user remote for the report parameter. Okay, this is something system is generating. Okay, now we want to validate. We want to let the user know then and there itself without giving any input. He cannot proceed further. Here also we are receiving this message, but right after selecting the report and then not giving anything and user clicks on OK to generate report. At that time, we are showing this error message. We will show this error message before clicking on the OK itself. We will show that error message. Let's see how we do that. So we go to our OneNote. Let me open the OneNote. OneNote and go to our course. SSRS reports. Here I mentioned validator reports separately. It's not in this list of tables because this is one of the features. It is not specific to a report. It is applied to all the reports which are having UI builder. Okay, yeah, that means UI builder report and controller report, you can apply this. Okay, and this is a special separate thing. It's small feature added to UI builder report and controller report. So let me do that what we have to do. So validating reports, I'll add here user input. We have to override validate method in the contract and put the validation. So we have to override a method in contract. So I will take the existing report, okay, and report to This is our existing controller report. So we have report here and then the controller and everything. So does the controller. So does we also have contract. In the contract class, I'm opening the contract class. You have to override. Yeah, this is the contract class. We have to override the validate method. How you do that? Just right click on it. Insert override method. New. So it is not directly giving that. What we will do is we will write by ourselves. Okay. Public boolean validate. First, let us examine whether no, it doesn't contain any base class, right? So we cannot override. So it's a silly mistake. Yeah. It if it has a validity, it already has a reference. No, it's not the reference. Okay. If we have a validate method, the system will call this by default. How it will do. So boolean we have to return whether true or false. True in the sense everything is fine. If it is false, then if it is false, then a warning message will be displayed to the user. Let's write the logic. I'm simply declaring a variable. Okay, and then what we have to check? We have to check this variable because we are setting it. If the user sets this, if the user gives some value, then it will set it here in this variable. So we have to check that variable. If this dot, what is our field? Account. If it is not there, then we'll show a warning. No account number provided to process report or generate report. And then as soon as we show the warning, we will return false. That is equal to false. I'm setting this variable because we are using this variable. Now we will return this. Return this value. But if it is there, this does our job. Let's do what this does. Build completed. Let's go to the front end and refresh this. Okay, let's open accounts payable. Then we'll see your builder report. This is the report where we made our changes. Okay, now I'm not giving anything, simply clicking on OK. It didn't even call this method. Why? Let me put a breakpoint here. I'm attaching it, you know the process. So debug and then attach to process. I used a shortcut Control Alt P. So I'm attaching this W3 WP process. Okay, let us do it again. The system error is overriding our report. Okay. Why this issue is coming up? Let me check my. Am I missing something? Mm. I think we have to add. Oh yeah, actually, what we have to do is we have to stop. I said right. We have to implement it from system validatable. Sys operation validatable elements. It's an interface. Now it implements. Now you can see the overriding methods because it's already there. It is not showing. So what I'll do is I'll insert. I'll try to insert. See, validate. It does do this. Super we don't have anything because it's in the interface. So we don't have any logic there. Excuse me. So we have to implement. Let me update this. I'll share these notes with you. Implement SRS sys operation validatable the contract and override. So sys operation validatable in the contract and or override validate method. You should say it's not override. We have to implement validate method logic because it's an interface. No? That's why we say implement. If it is a class, then normal notation would be to override. Though we see that in here as override, Implementation is the correct word when it is an interface. Now let me build it. We refresh it. Still loading. On the modules, accounts payable, UI builder report. Now I'm not selecting anything and now I'll click OK. See, here itself we are showing the warning. No account number provided to generate report. So it is not leaving this page. Understand what I'm saying? It is not leaving this page. Earlier what we did is we could click OK and the system is throwing the error. Now we have the error warning or error throwing the validating logic with ourselves. It not only validates for empty values, we can add our own custom logic. What do I mean by custom logic? Let's say here we have a lookup. User can select the data from here. Let's say I gave something which is not existing. Okay, if I click OK, it still tries to generate the report. Here it is not accepting because we have provided a lookup. If lookup is not there, okay, if lookup is not there, then this would prevent the user to enter any random value. Okay, that is what it is. Hope you get what is validatable field, validatable reports. We can do what we have to do here. Just come to this contract and just add these implements. This is operation validatable interface. Then override or implement validate method. In this validate method, you can put this logic. Here we are checking whether account is null or not, whether it contains any data or not. Suppose if user enters something like he gave something, he entered something, then we'll write a select query to check. We do have a find method in the cust table, right? This is we are generating report from the cust table. We will find that value in the cust table using the find method. If it contains any record, then that is a valid value. Otherwise, it is not. Let me write that. Else table cust equal to cust table find. And then we'll pass in the value because this is already having a value. If it doesn't contain any value, it will go here and then throw this warning. If it comes to the else statement, that means it does have some value. Okay, this dot account. Okay, now we are trying to get the record from the guest table. If this is a valid value, then definitely this call is successful. Then it contains some data. Now, based upon this variable, we can put the validation. If there is cast, ret equal to true, else ret equal to false. It's the same as putting with braces. What's the issue here? Case sensitivity. Okay, got it. User has provided any value here, and then we are going to fetch the record from the cast table. If the record exists, will have some value, and we are returning true. If it doesn't contain anything, we will return false. Along with this, we will also put a warning message like this. Please provide valid customer account number. That's it. So that's it. Cancel. This we have finished adding validations to the contract. Okay. This is something. Let's go back to the syllabus. What is left in this report? We have one more report that is pending. That is AOT, the query based reports. So let me add a report here. New. It's very simple. I should have started it with this. New item. Reports. Report. ANJ and AOT query. Query based report. Underscore one. Just added a report. Just see how simple it is. The report has been added. Now, new dataset. In this dataset, go to the properties. Then here, in case of data provider report, you see here we'll select data provider. Now we are simply selecting query itself. Now, just in the click it, it shows all the queries because this you have selected query. If you selected DP, it will select all the DPs. Now let me go to the cust table. Cust invoice, cust URST. We should have the castable query. We have a query with the name as castable. Then selecting it next. Then it shows all the fields. You choose whichever field you want. Let us wait for it. I could have explained this in the beginning, but you might be getting the question like, okay, when the query based report is already existing, why taking trouble in creating the same reports in the other reports? Here, the objective is to make you understand. Yeah, here, all fields, there will be many fields. These many fields we have. And with I'm selecting all fields. That's it. That's it. Now we can create the design. Precision design. Opening it, and it shows the designer. Then go to the report data, and then data sets. You have all these here. First account number. Let me insert new table. It's as simple as dragging and dropping the fields here. Line description or anything, whichever has some data, credit, max, something. Okay, anything you wanted to show in the report, just add them here. That's it. Just build it and then deploy it. Seems it is still building. Now just deploy the reports. Deployment should be finished. The deployment is finished. Now, like every other report, you just have to create menu item, display menu item, add new item. Route is here. Display menu item to object type SSRS report, then select the object ANJ and then open the drop down ANJ query based report 1. As soon as you select it, the design is also selected. Now one more step is pending, that is adding this to, let me give the label as well. And one more thing is pending, that is menu extension. We have to add this display menu to the account payable, and ours, and then display menu item 2. Display menu item 2, drag and drop. It came at the end. Now just build it. You might be asking here, and in the earlier cases we are filtering the data based on the user input. Then what do we show here without filtering and everything? So here we shows everything. All the data in the class table will show. Let us see that. Still loading. So, so let's go to the account payable, and you would see query based report. And if you click it, there is no input, nothing. It shows directly. Why query based report? Oh, it might be taking. Okay. The query itself is asking for that parameter. Query might have add that. Okay, let's not give anything here. Let's see. We don't give values to parameter customer account. Did we give the proper report name? Or else what I'm suspecting might be right. That is, go to the properties. Is query based report 1. Why it is not? Yeah, the reason could be the query is accepting a parameter. That is why it is showing that. And it took
Here, this is not something we have provided. The query might be having a parameter, that's why it is showing that. Okay, let's give it try and I just clicked on OK. Yeah, the contract was linked, but it is showing all the account numbers for this project. Somehow that contract is interfering with this query report, but we have seen how to create a query based report. In query based report, we don't have any classes, nothing. You will simply have a query in the AOT and a menu item to trigger that. That's it. So what else is pending? We still have some time. We'll see the label creation. So what is label creation? So like till now what we have been doing when it comes to giving a label here, you see here the table. Let's go to the table we have created. Do we have any table here? No. Display menu item itself, we'll see. Okay, let's go to the properties. Almost everything in the AOT or D365 has a label. Right here you see label. As soon as we are creating a field in the table, field in a table or a field in a form or a report or anything, display menu item, we have been displaying the label. Label is different from the name because name is used to access that element from the code. But whereas label is something which is displayed in the user interface in the front end. So let's say you ever wondered how a language is changed in a particular website or app or something? You see, if you select in Windows itself for a particular app, if you select Japanese, the UI is same, but the text would be changed, right? Have you seen that? You might have seen that. Everybody would see that. We can we can define something like that. Okay, we can define something like that. If user selects English, the, the label will be displayed in English. If he selects Japanese, the label will be defined in Japanese. But as a developer, we are not concerned about the text. We will simply create a resource file here. Go to add new item and general, not in the solution, it's in the project. Okay, add new item, then go to resources. Where is resources? Labels and resources. Here you see label file. Change a label file underscore one. Add. It shows up a wizard. Yeah, label ID we just gave it. And select all the languages you want to add. Okay, right now we have only English, but if we have any other language, we'll also select here and then select it and then click next. And next, it has created. It is asking us to again create any label file if you want to. We don't need it. So here, go to the label. This has been created for us. Open the label. It usually takes time for the first time when it creates it. So it created it. Now let me create one label ID. Label ID is anything. My label. In our case, let us take this example. So in our report display menu item, right? Display menu item, what label we have given? Let's see how this is. Properties, display menu item, label is query based report, right? I'm removing this. Okay, what I will do is in the label file, in the label file, query based report, in the label ID, query report. I'm selecting this because query report, okay, query report, and this contains this thing. And if it is a Japanese report, they will have a new entry for the Japanese language. But for this, I have created this label. Now save it, delete this. We have unnecessarily created it. Save it. Now copy this label ID. Just copy it and go to the display menu item. Here, go to the properties and then label, paste it. See, label file name, not label name. It is copied that and then save it. Control Shift B. Now just see how what it shows. Now we changed the label of the display menu item from directly hard coding to the label file. Build is complete. Now I'm refreshing this. Now let's see, here is interesting thing. So it still have query based report. Though we changed the label, earlier it was hard coded. Now it is retrieving from the error message. Sorry, label file. So I hope you have a good understanding. Okay, we'll end it here. See you in the tomorrow class. Thanks for watching.